The Idiot Brain by Dean Burnett is a witty, eye-opening exploration of the human brain, its brilliance, its flaws, and its hilarious quirks. Written by a neuroscientist with a knack for storytelling, this book dives into why our brains sometimes seem to work against us, making us forget names, panic over trivial things, or fall for optical illusions. With a mix of science, humor, and relatable examples, Burnett reveals how our brains are both incredible and, well, a little bit idiotic. Here's a breakdown of the book's key ideas. First, the brain, a survival machine, not a perfectionist. The brain isn't designed to be perfect. It's designed to keep us alive. Burnett explains that many of the brain's mistakes are actually clever shortcuts that helped our ancestors survive. But in the modern world, these shortcuts can lead to some pretty silly outcomes. Why it's idiotic. The brain prioritizes speed and efficiency over accuracy, which is why we forget where we put our keys or misremember details. Evolutionary trade-offs. Our brains evolved for a world full of physical dangers, not for multitasking or remembering passwords. Second, memory. The brain's creative and unreliable storyteller. Memory isn't like a video recorder. It's more like a collage of bits and pieces glued together. Burnett explains why our memories are so unreliable and why we often remember things that never actually happened. How memories form. Memories are created by strengthening connections between brain cells, but emotions and context can distort them. False memories. Ever been sure something happened only to find out it didn't? Blame your brain's love for filling in gaps. Tip of the tongue moments, that frustrating feeling when you can't recall a word. It's your brain's filing system working overtime. Third, fear and anxiety. The brain's overzealous. Alarm system. Fear is essential for survival, but our brains sometimes take it too far. Burnett explains why we get anxious about things that aren't actually dangerous, like public speaking or spiders. The amygdala's role. This tiny brain region is like a smoke alarm. It's great for detecting danger, but can go off at the slightest hint of smoke. Anxiety disorders. When the brain's fear system gets too sensitive, it can lead to chronic anxiety or irrational phobias. Why we fear the wrong things. Our brains haven't caught up with modern life, so we panic about emails instead of saber-toothed tigers. Fourth, stress. When the brain's emergency mode backfires. Stress is the brain's way of preparing us for challenges, but too much stress can wreak havoc on our minds and bodies. The stress response. Stress triggers the release of cortisol, which helps us deal with short-term threats, but harms us in the long run. Chronic stress. Prolonged stress can shrink parts of the brain responsible for memory and decision-making. Coping mechanisms. Some people handle stress better than others, thanks to genetics, upbringing, and coping strategies. Fifth, emotions. The brain's messy but essential guide. Emotions aren't the enemy of logic. They're deeply tied to how we think and make decisions. Burnett explains why emotions are so powerful and how they can sometimes lead us astray. Emotional hijacking. Ever made a decision you later regretted in the heat of the moment? That's your emotions taking the wheel. The limbic system. This part of the brain processes emotions and plays a key role in how we react to the world. Emotional intelligence. Understanding and managing emotions is crucial for relationships and decision-making. Sixth, social behavior. Why we care so much about what others think. Humans are social creatures, and our brains are wired to seek approval and avoid rejection. Burnett explores why we conform, why rejection hurts, and how our brains navigate social hierarchies. Social pain. Being excluded activates the same brain regions as physical pain. Ouch. Peer pressure. Our brains are wired to fit in, even when it means going against our own beliefs. The social brain. Hypothesis. Our brains evolved to handle complex social interactions, which are key to survival and reproduction. Seventh. Perception. How? The brain constructs reality. Our brains don't just passively receive information, they actively construct our perception of reality. Burnett explains why we see illusions, miss obvious details, and sometimes get things completely wrong. Sensory shortcuts. The brain fills in gaps based on past experiences, which can lead to errors like optical illusions. Selective attention. Ever missed something obvious because you were focused on something else? That's your brain filtering out unimportant information. Reality isn't always real. What we perceive is often a best guess by the brain, not an exact representation of the world. Eighth. Intelligence and creativity. The brain's problem-solving superpowers. What makes some people smarter or more creative than others? Burnett dives into the science of intelligence and creativity, explaining how the brain generates ideas and solves problems. What is intelligence? It's a mix of genetics, environment, and education, not just a single number like IQ. The creative brain. Creativity involves making new connections between ideas, often when the brain is relaxed or daydreaming. Limitations. The brain's love for patterns and routines can sometimes stifle creativity. Ninth. Sleep and dreams. The brain's nighttime adventures. Sleep isn't just downtime, it's when the brain gets to work. Burnett explains why we need sleep, what happens during dreams, and why sleep deprivation is so harmful. Sleep cycles. The brain cycles through different stages of sleep, each with its own purpose, like memory consolidation and emotional processing. Why we dream. Dreams are thought to be the brain's way of making sense of random neural activity during REM sleep. The cost of sleep deprivation. Lack of sleep impairs memory, mood, and decision-making, so don't skimp on those Z's. 10th. Mental health. When the brain struggles. Mental health issues like depression and anxiety are rooted in brain dysfunction. Burnett explains how imbalances in brain chemistry and structure can lead to these conditions and what we can do about them. Neurotransmitters. Chemicals like serotonin and dopamine play a key role in mood regulation. Brain plasticity. The brain's ability to rewire itself offers hope for recovery through therapy and medication. Breaking the stigma. Misunderstanding mental health often leads to stigma, which prevents people from seeking help. 11th. The future of the brain. Can we upgrade ourselves? Can we make our brains better? Burnett explores the possibilities and pitfalls of brain-enhancing technologies and lifestyle changes. Neuroplasticity. The brain can change and adapt throughout life, offering opportunities for growth and recovery. Lifestyle tweaks, exercise, diet, and mindfulness can boost brain health. Ethical questions. Brain-computer interfaces and neuroenhancement raise exciting possibilities but also serious ethical concerns. Conclusion. The Idiot Brain is an entertaining and informative journey through the brain's many quirks and complexities. Dean Burnett uses humor and relatable examples to explain why the brain often seems to work against us, while also highlighting its incredible capabilities. By understanding the brain's limitations and strengths, readers can develop greater self-awareness and make better decisions in their daily lives.
If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. What book would you like us to summarize in the next video?